Okay, coming on stage now for quarterfinal number 2 is Sarah Bettles and Yulia. Patrick, what's going to be key in this match for these two?
It's hard to say exactly. Both of these archers are both capable of shooting very high standards of archery. They can both shoot very well. They both got... Yulia has a slightly more classic style.
Archers, Yulia, Hinckley. Eight. 9.
Right.
8. 8.
Just set that shot up, Sarah.
9. 7. So a close third set there. 9 from Sarah from the third arrow. Julia's 7 means that it looks like Sarah's taken that first set by a single point.
Do you when you adjust, you shoot the second arrow?
I like to be ahead of the curve. Yeah. I think you want to be on the... One of my coaches years ago used to talk about the pro side of the wind. If you want to be upwind and drifting across the high scores rather than downwind.
Ten. She made a face like it wasn't going to be a 10, so she'll be very happy with that. Eight for Sarah. Can Yulia open up a gap?
8.
8 for Yulia.
Very nice height consistency here, both on exactly the line of the X. Can Sarah get herself back in the middle? Now everyone's going to the left slightly. Tidy shot.
9.
Just downwind, so we've got a 1 point advantage for Yulia Hinckley.
9. Sarah needs a 10 to tie the set. Can she find it?
Looked neat.
9.
Really good shot, just a little bit low there. So squared the match up, 2-all. Both these archers definitely have really good height on their arrows.
Absolutely. Nice consistency going on here. I think we're seeing a good battle of now it's who can get that aim in point exactly right, who can get that execution given the tightest group relative to where they pointed it. Now seeing the flags flip the other way, so we are getting ever so slight variation of wind left and right, and as I said, it doesn't need to be a lot of variation for a recurve arrow to be, when we're talking about 26s, 27s, 24s, 25s, a 1 point sway, whether you're just one side of the line or just the other side of a line, that comes down to exactly where you pointed it if you make that decision, etc.
The match will shoot first in the third set.
We are watching a good high quality match here between two highly ranked ladies.
Both very well experienced. Well, Sarah obviously has a little more experience than Yulia, but Yulia is not short of experience herself.
Nine.
Strong that shot there from Sarah, just out the 10.
9.
Almost exactly the same place.
I think that would have taken Sarah's knockoff.
Mm.
Seven.
7 off to the, yeah.
7 from Sarah. I didn't see anything with
Does
the shot.
open the door ever so slightly. I know in the past Sarah's, but then suddenly we're hitting the same place in the target once again. Interesting arrows to the right. Strong execution from Sarah.
It's the second arrow, so
And 8 to tie.
Yeah.
And that,
7, maybe 8.
I think that's an 8.
I think that's
But
an 8.
that's, we will need a judge.
Yes.
Well, that looks.
I think the term
Yulia
nowadays is a measure.
was staring at the target in absolute confusion that that arrow had gone down there. I think there's some very, very light wind
But just enough, you can't maybe feel it, but down the length of the range, there is just enough to be, as I said, you know, these women aren't shooting light poundages. Yulia's shooting, I know a while ago she was on 48 shorts. Yes, she's got a 26-inch draw length, but she was shooting 44, 45 pounds. I know Sarah, she's had some injuries the past couple of years, but I think she's, I wouldn't put her below about 42, and she's got a long draw length, about the same as me, 29 and a half. So we're not talking about light arrows or slow arrows, but this is recurve, and that wind is a very significant factor in our game.
Sarah on target 1, shooting first.
Is that the shot of Sarah?
Sarah leading off the 4th set. This seems a really key set to me. She will be looking for a very strong lead-off shot.
Longer hold.
8.
Just on the left, the right again.
Sarah's starting to get a really good group there on the right.
The group is tight and consistent.
Yulia right again, down in that same kind of place. Big chance here for Sarah.
Inside the yellow, the group's tight, and I think that could be this set done and dusted.
9.
2-point lead to Sarah. Yellow will take the set and put her 5-3 against Yulia Hinckley.
Look good. And it's a 9.
Yep.
I think that's enough to secure the set, yes.
5-3, 1 set points away from a victory.
And a 9 there from Yulia. Much better shot, but Sarah just nicks that set. Vital points there. So Yulia has to win the 5th set now, and would have to win the 1-arrow shoot-off.
I do enjoy the back and forth of a recurve match. I find compound can be a little bit of, I can skip through and watch the last 2 hours of the 4th set. Whereas recurve, you've got to be there the whole way.
Very important arrow for Yulia. A little bit high in the 8. Seemed a bit rushed. Sarah much super composed in her shot.
Nine.
Really great arrow in the 9. Back in that real. Sarah's got 2 groups. One just right at the 9 and one just left of the 9.
Presumably it's just the changing conditions, the aim and off point. Yulia, I think
or a 9.
That might be a 9. Hard to call. Could be decisive. Sarah quite often with longer holds.
Sarah with the first 10 of the match there. And I think that might just get her over the line.
That might do it.
But Yulia hits back with a possible 10 on her arrow. So
a lot of important line calls here.
8 for the match. And it's a 9. So Sarah Bettles takes out Yulia Hinckley in a very, very tense match. Patrick, some thoughts on that match?
I think it was fiercely competitive. I think we saw some high standard of archery. I think Yulia had a couple of errors, like the wind. Both archers lost a little bit to the wind, moving the arrows around slightly. But I think Yulia had those 2 6s that I think pretty much cost her the match. But when it comes down to a closely fought match, a couple of wayward arrows, that'll take it away from me.
Yeah.
But Sarah shot great, 28 to close it out. I think we could be looking at a podium for Sarah.
Definitely.